Hopefully you've seen some of my videos on ways of getting mobile internet in your van, where I've shared everything from a great £50 setup to the digital nomad working on the road setup using Teltonika's RUT12 LTE router. If not, you can check out the playlist here and linked in the video notes. Well, the guys at Teltonika have very kindly lent me their latest model, the RUTX12, which should be even better than the RUT955. So keep watching and let's see how it compares.
Don't forget to check out our other videos on everything campervan and motorhome related, from solar to water, heating to gadgets, tyres to trips. If you like this video, please do hit the thumbs up. It really does help me to know what you like, and you can ask any questions or give feedback in the comments. If you want to make sure you don't miss any of our future videos, please hit the subscribe button, and clicking the bell will give you a notification when a new video goes live. Finally, if you do decide to hit the thumbs down, it would be great if you could also leave a comment so I know what you didn't like.
When we purchased and started using the RUT955, we really thought it was the ultimate in mobile routers and have been massively impressed with how it performs and the functionality it has. So when Teltonika offered to lend us the RUTX12, we jumped at the chance. In full disclosure, Teltonika have sent us the unit to try for free. We've not been paid to produce the video, and Teltonika have no editorial control over what we say. Everything we cover in this video is from our experience of the product, and I am very keen that we stay independent and give a genuine view of what we think about it. So let's take a look.
On the whole, it delivers everything the RUT955 did. So in summary, with 2 SIMs, it can switch between networks. It can connect to Wi-Fi hotspots and rebroadcast them in your van. It can fail over to the cellular connection if that connection is poor. It can load balance between different connections, giving you more bandwidth to use. You can set up multiple access points or hotspots which can be controlled individually. The built-in GPS gives you location tracking, and it can be controlled and queried by SMS or via the Teltonika remote management system. So what's different to the RUT955? Well, the 955 is getting on a bit and has Category 4 modems. The X12 has more modern Category 6. What does that mean? A Cat 6 modem can connect to 2 different 4G frequency spectrums at the same time. So theoretically, it means download speeds of up to 300 megabits per second, which is twice as fast as Cat 4. Now, the speed will depend on the signal and the network that you're using, but the use of Cat 6 in the X12 means that you're more likely to get faster speeds than if you have a Cat 4 like the one in the RUT955. If you've watched my video on the 955, you'll know that it also has 2 SIM slots, so it can switch between 2 different networks, but it only has 1 modem. We've seen that it takes between 30 seconds to a minute for that switching process to happen, meaning you do have a period of time without a connection as it switches. As the X12 has 2 modems that are continuously connected to the cellular networks, you don't get that delay, and the failover between the 2 data connections is instantaneous. Because those 2 modems that are connected at the same time, the X12 can also load balance your internet traffic across 2 mobile connections. The 955 can only do it between 1 cellular connection and 1 wired or Wi-Fi network. This means the X12 can use bandwidth from both cellular connections at the same time, so you can connect more devices, doing more things online before you start to see the impact of any limited bandwidth. To make use of the higher internet speeds which are now available to the X12, it has 5 GHz Wi-Fi, which is capable of higher speeds than the standard 2.4 GHz that the 955 has. As some legacy equipment can't use the 5 GHz, the X12 also still has 2.4 GHz to make sure everything can still connect to it. It can also now connect to up to 150 devices. The 955 had a maximum of 100. When setting up the Wi-Fi access on the X12, I could see that it now has WPA3 as a security option, whereas the 955 only has WPA2. This is a higher level of security and is starting to be the expected standard for routers. Whilst I don't see a huge risk in continuing to use WPA2, having the option to use WPA3 is a good choice to have and improves the security of your network. The browser-based admin interface on the X12 has also been revamped. You may remember I mentioned on the 955 review that it can be quite technical. Well, the same is true of the X12, but Teltonika have also added an option to switch the interface between basic and advanced mode, which is a great way to make it easier for people who just want a simple setup, but still leave everything available for those who want to delve deeper. One thing I did notice with the old 955 is that I needed to log into the admin interface to see most things about how it was connected and working, which can be a bit of a pain. With the X12 you can see much more information just by looking at the indicators on the unit, which saves the hassle of logging into the admin page. The shape and design of the X12 is a change to the 955. Now, I'm only guessing here, but I have seen that the 955 can run quite hot. The heatsink style all-metal case of the X12 could well mean that it dissipates heat better and therefore keeps the unit cooler and running more efficiently. However, this redesign does bring us on to one of the things that I'm not so keen on. With the RUT955 wall mounting, it was easy as the case was designed with mounting holes. The X12 doesn't appear to have any way to easily wall mount it, though there is an optional bracket that will allow it to be mounted to a DIN rail bracket, which, though a great option, is a bit over-engineered for our use. However, I am sure a bit of 3M tape or a DIY made bracket will do the job well. The other thing of note that does impact me slightly is the removal of the analog input. You may remember that on the 955 I used this to feed the status of our leisure batteries and trigger text message alerts at certain voltages. Whilst I'm pretty sure most people wouldn't even notice this is gone, it's a shame it's not there. However, the X12 does continue to have a digital input and output and has both Bluetooth and Internet of Things platform integration, which I am sure could fill the gap of the analog input with a bit of thought. The key benefit I was hoping to see from the X12 is increased internet speed, so let's put it through a few tests to see how it performs. First, we've got the RUT955 as a benchmark. And then using the same antenna and the stock Wi-Fi antennas on the same network at the same cell tower, let's see how the X12 performs with just one modem switched on. And as you would expect with that Cat6 modem, we see an increased download and upload speed. Now, as the X12 allows us to have both modems switched on and load balancing, let's see how it performs with that. As you can see, we get a better download speed, but the upload speed during this test showed about the same. And here's a quick summary of those results. But what does that actually mean? Well, we decided to see what the X12 could actually do. So here are 10 devices connected to the X12. And then to avoid any copyright problems, we're streaming our own YouTube videos in HD to each one of those devices. And as you can see, even though we don't have a great 4G signal here, we have got 10 HD streams running simultaneously. So, in conclusion, what do we think? Well, the RUTX12 takes the crown as the ultimate mobile internet setup for us. So, if you're looking for the best 4G connection speed you can get and are happy to have two SIMs on the go, in our opinion, it's the one to go for. I'll be very interested to see if Teltonika bring out a version capable of using the 5G cellular network. However, as we spend most of our time away from civilization and out of towns and cities, it's going to be some time until the coverage is good enough for us to benefit much from it. And in other places where there would have been a 5G signal available, we've had enough bandwidth from the 4G connection for our use. If you don't need the download speeds that the RUTX12 provides, then Teltonika's RUTX11 and RUT360 both have the newer single Cat6 modems, so are definitely worth considering. Thanks for watching our video, and as always, if you have any questions or feedback, please pop them in the comments below. If you find the video useful, please like, share and consider subscribing.